Hi, my name is Lisa, and I work in a library in the mountains of North Carolina. And today I want to do an online story time with you about the letter V. Now, letters are a lot like animals. Animals can make all kinds of different sounds, and so can letters. The sound that letter V makes is V. Can you say that? V. Now, I'm going to give you clues to words that start with the sound of letter V, and as you guess the words, I'm going to put puzzle pieces on the flannel board and see what we make with our puzzle. So the first word that I want you to guess is, this is something that if you were picking flowers, you would want to put them in some water, and you would need to get a container for that water. And sometimes we call a container for water something that starts with V, and it rhymes with lace and face, but it starts with the sound of V. Did you guess vase? The next word that I want you to guess is going to be tricky because it's a kind of a bird, but it's a bird you probably haven't seen very often. It's a bird that looks for dead animals to eat. Have you ever heard of a vulture? Vulture. The next word that I want you to guess, this is something that you would wear to keep you warm, but it doesn't have any arms in it. It's called a v, rhymes with nest and best, but starts with the sound of V. Did you guess vest? Vest. The next word that I want you to guess rhymes with man and can, but it starts with the sound of the letter V. V, V. Did you guess? Hard to see that. Van? Van. All right, the next word for you to guess, this is something that if you were eating a snack inside and you got crumbs all over the floor, a grown-up in your house might tell you that you need to go get the V, V, to clean up all those crumbs. Do you have a vacuum cleaner at your house? Vacuum starts with the sound of letter V. The next word, oh, this is something that has hot lava in it, and it could erupt out the top. Do you know what that's called? Volcano. Volcano. The next and last word is a musical instrument. It's a musical instrument that you hold like this and you use a bow on it to make the music sound. Do you know what that's called? Violin. So what did we end up making with our puzzle? We made a letter V. And now we're going to sing a song about letter V, and it goes like this. We are learning letter V, letter V, letter V. We are learning letter V. V, 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 V. And now we're going to sing a song for each picture, or we're going to sing a verse for each picture on our puzzle. So for violin, we have to come up with an action. Now you could pause this video and your family could talk about what kind of action you want to come up with, but I'm going to pretend like I'm holding a violin and I'm using my other arm to be the bow to play it. And so this verse would sound like this. Violin starts with letter V, letter V, letter V. Violin starts with letter V, 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 V. So now I would like for you to just pause this video and make up a different action to sing for each picture on the puzzle. And when you're done singing all those verses, come back and I'll tell you what we're going to do next. So the next thing that I want to do for you is tell you a quick little story about the very lonely princess. This is the story of the very lonely princess. And although this looks like it could be a sad story, I do promise you it has a happy ending, although the ending might be a little different from what you expect. So once upon a time, there was a princess who was very lonely. And the reason she was lonely is because her father told her that she needed to find a prince to marry. But she could not find a prince who enjoyed the same things that she enjoyed. So she did not really like wearing fancy clothes. She did not really like beautiful jewelry. She did not really like going to fancy balls at the castle. What she liked more than anything was to be outside, and one of her favorite outdoor places was the pond. But she couldn't find any other royalty that enjoyed being at the pond like she did. And she just didn't think she could marry a prince who didn't enjoy being outside as much as she did. So this particular day, she had gone down to the pond and she was thinking about what to do. And while she was standing on the edge of the pond, the frogs began speaking to her, and they asked her why she was so sad. And she said, well, I'm feeling kind of lonely. I'm very lonely, actually, because I can't find a prince to marry who enjoys the same things that I enjoy. And the frogs all said to her, well, have we got news for you. Every single one of us has been put under a magic spell. And if you will give us a kiss, we will turn into a prince, and then maybe you could marry one of us. And the princess thought, what have I got to lose? I haven't found a prince so far that enjoys all the things that I enjoy. So I'll need your help. She's going to blow a kiss to this frog right down here. So if you'll kiss your hand and blow, we'll send a kiss to that frog. And do you know what happened? Poof! That frog turned into a hairy monster. Well, the princess said, I thought you said you were going to turn into a prince. And he said, I am a prince. I am a prince of all the hairy monsters. Would you like to marry me? And the princess, although she was very lonely, she was also very polite. And she said, thank you very much for your kind offer, but I don't think I would like to marry you. Well, this frog said, what about me? Why don't you blow me a kiss? Let's do it together, all right? And she blew that frog a kiss, and poof, that frog turned into an ogre. And she said, I thought you said you were going to turn into a prince. And he said, I am a prince. I am the prince of all the ogres. Would you like to marry me? And although the princess was very lonely, she was also very polite. And she said, thank you so much for your kind offer, but no thank you. I don't think I would like to marry you. Well, another frog said, what about me? And she decided she would blow that frog a kiss as well. Can you help me? She blew that frog a kiss, and you know what happened, right? Poof! That frog turned into a toadstool. And she said, let me guess, you're the prince of all toadstools, right? And he said, that's exactly right. Would you like to marry me? And the princess, who was very lonely, but was also very polite, said, no, thank you very much for your kind offer. Well, there was one frog left, and he said, would you blow me a kiss? And the princess thought, what have I got to lose? So help me blow that frog a kiss, all right? And you know what happened, right? Poof! Oh my goodness. What do you think happened? Well, the frog turned into the prince of all frogs. And the princess turned into a princess frog. And the prince said, would you like to marry me? And the princess said, oh my goodness, I can't think of anything I would enjoy more than living all my days here with you at the pond. And they lived happily ever after. So while I called this story The Very Lonely Princess, I got the idea for the story from this book called My Froggy Valentine by Matt Novak. So I wanted to see if you could find the letter V in the title of this book. right there. And there's also a V in the author's last name, right in the middle, Novak. So there are 2 letter V's on the front of this book. So what I would like for you to do is maybe find a book at your house and sit down with someone and read it together, and then think about ways you could change the story. You could either change the way it ends, or you could change what happens along the way, or you could change the characters to be slightly different. There's a book at the library called The 3 Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. And there's another book at the library called The 3 Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. So find a story at your house, change it up a little bit, and retell it to a friend or a family member. Hope you enjoy that story and hope you enjoy that activity. The next activity I think we should try that has a letter V in it is a volcano activity. And it's a song that goes like this. I am a volcano, wide and tall. I am so strong, I will not fall. When I am ready, you will see lava bursting out of me. I wanted to show you this book, The Ugly Vegetables by Grace Lynn, so that you could see if you can find a letter V in the title of this book. Do you see it right there in the word vegetables? So this is a story I might typically read in a letter V story time, but since I don't have the author's permission to read it, I have linked to a way for you to read it online if you click on the words "Show More" underneath this video. The next activity I would like to do with you is a song called What's in My Black Bag, and it goes like this. What's in the black bag, black bag, black bag? What's in the black bag? I don't know. Oh, this is a bird that starts with the sound of V, V. Do you remember what we talked about in our puzzle? V, V, vulture. Here is a vulture. And I read a library book about vultures, and I found out something really disgusting that they do that starts with the letter V. If a predator is trying to attack them, sometimes they will vomit on the predator, and the predator will let them go and they can get away. Isn't that disgusting? But it starts with the letter V. All right, one last thing in our black bag. What's in the black bag, black bag, black bag? What's in the black bag? I don't know. This is definitely something that you don't have at your house, because this only lives in Africa. It's a viper. Oh my goodness, look how long this viper is. This is a gaboon viper. He's got 2 little horns on here, on his head, and he is poisonous. And there's another word for poisonous that starts with letter V. Do you know what it is? In their fangs they have venom, so they're called venomous snakes as well. So there's another letter V word for you. Be sure to click on the words "Show More" underneath this video to access more fun activities for the letter V. There you'll find science experiments, crafts, snacks, more songs and videos, read-alongs. We just don't want you to miss out on all the extra fun you can have around the shape and sound of letter V. So make sure you click on those words "Show More" pointed out here by the blue arrow. So that's all I've got for you today. In the words of Tigger, ta-ta for now.